This was meant to be a character design exercise. Why am I animating? I really need to get in a better habit of saying this, but if you're into art or the work I put out, or you just like the vibe of my videos, please subscribe, join the community, we'd love to have you. I've had a big burst of creativity at the moment, and so even though I've got a lot of projects I really should be working on, I'm going to park that for a hot second, and today we're creating original characters from scratch. I really got inspired for this because I really want to use audio on TikTok to establish my characters through. I love watching little animatics and little slideshows with audio in the background, and it like creates such an atmosphere or such an emotion for people's original characters, and I really want to do that. But without further ado, I'm going to take you through my process of creating a character from scratch. So currently I have no idea, no plans, there's no starting point. I've got no story, no backup characters that I'm going to adapt for this. I want to create completely fresh characters with you during this video, and we'll see how we get on. So over to Pinterest we go. I find that this is the most helpful starting point because I don't have anything in mind, so I'm just looking for a picture to pique my interest. Like that white walker down there has kind of got me thinking of fantasy, and that's kind of got me thinking medieval. And when I think medieval, I always then think of the ancient world, and I love the Celtic history. And I just feel like that is always quite inspiring to me. As you can see, like I've done different search results of Celts in the past. So then just looking through these, already this first image with the female warrior, that's now got me thinking like, I know I want a man and a woman as my two main characters because I want to do, I don't know, some love interest stuff, and just like I really enjoy those kind of tropes. So I think Celtic woman who's a warrior is really sparking my imagination. I'm thinking of a lot of books that I've read in this kind of realm, and I think that if I just start a mood board specifically with this kind of theme and genre and setting in mind, we will flesh it out a little more as we go along. I am not really, I like the outfits and stuff from these pictures, but these drawings aren't really popping my imagination how I want. Oh, I like this one, this character design from Brave, I believe. I don't know actually, but it gives me that vibe. That's the type of thing that I want to be thinking about. What else have we got here? I can see some more Brave stuff. I don't want to head in the Brave territory. I want to keep it different. I like this kind of older looking lady. I think some druidy thoughts and feelings could go a long way in the grander story. I think the main character to just be a warrior. I don't think I want her to be a druid or a priestess or whatever. Drawing on the whole warrior thing, that's really got me thinking about what was going on in this time period with the Roman Empire expanding, and I think that could be a really fun couple to have, like a Celtic warrior woman, a soldier from the Roman army. Like I can see it. Is this enemies to lovers sort of thing? Maybe. Love that. I think this would be a really nice juxtaposition as well, just like color wise and stuff like that. We've got a lot of reds and stuff here. We'll have a lot of greens and blues with the Celtic tribe that she'll come from. This is an instant like plot point, there's clearly going to be a clash between the two, and there's clearly going to be loyalties and betrayals if you're familiar or sympathetic to the other side. He could even actually just thinking, like he could be from a Celtic background himself, but then maybe he's been taken into the Roman army at an early age and now he's fighting his own people. I quite like that. I'll think back on that a bit more. For now, let's have a think about what I want our female lead to look like. Obviously, I love the idea of a lot of hair. I've got a really stunning Irish friend, and she has just gorgeous, like, thick black hair that just waves, and I think that that's kind of where the inspo will come from for that. Maybe some beads and, you know, metals in her hair, some plaits maybe. So I'm just kind of working out the face structure here because I need to be able to recreate this, and that's not my strongest suit, but I feel like if I keep it fairly simple, we should be able to do it. I want her to fight with daggers. I want her to have Celtic paintings with tattoos on her. So now let's just put her in some poses and see what we've got. You know, like with this, I can see her personality coming through. She's kind of stubborn, she's kind of sassy, she's fierce, she's, you know, loyal, determined to keep her people safe. She's got a bit of a don't give a fuck attitude, I think. Mind my French. Ooh, I'm liking this. I now have found a song on TikTok that I want to make a small animatic to, so let's get into that now. You probably couldn't read that fast enough, but the lyrics are for Hayloft 2, which is by Mother Mother, and I think that that would just be a really badass song to put behind these two characters' first meetings with each other. So with the lyrics kind of plotted, I am then working out what picture would go with each kind of beat. So I want her spying on the Roman army that's walking by, and then all of a sudden someone grabs her wrist, flips her around, and, you know, she looks shocked and caught off guard. And I want the, you know, Roman soldier to look scary and angry, and also like satisfied that he was able to pick off the spy, and you believe it for a second, and then I want her to kind of smile at him, and when we go back to him, she's holding a dagger up against him. So that was a pretty, you know, pretty basic beats, and now I'm just adding some shading and color, super basic as well, but just enough that the story reads easily and pops well instead of just like white and outlines. And yeah, so I'm kind of wrapping this up now, and then I'll play the little short that you can also watch here on my YouTube shorts now.
It started with the hay, lost a creek and well it just started in the hay. He took his ass back to the crack shack with his long johns on, singing that old song.
I know that was so short for how much time I put in, but already I'm like getting their interactions with each other now. And I've been thinking a lot more on what I was saying before about potentially the Roman soldier would come from a Celtic tribe background himself. And then I heard the audio that I'm going to use for this animation, and that is basically alluding to the fact that as a kid, he's kind of confronting or like haunting his older self with, you know, why has everyone turned their back on you? Like, why is everyone furious with you? And that is because he is now working for the Roman Empire. And yeah, like clearly that is in complete opposition to his ancestors and his family and his background. So let's turn to the actual animation of this now. I'm using Procreate and I'm using the animation assist. It's pretty good as a super basic animated software. It is annoying that I can't seem to put audio into Procreate. So there was a lot of going back and forth from my phone and trying to like line them up and sync at the same time to make sure I was making the actions hit at the right time of the audio. It wouldn't be such a problem if I wasn't doing like the wind through their hair, but because of that, obviously I can't hold frames longer than the rest of them because otherwise it would look really bizarre. I also don't know why this footage is slow motion, but it's all I captured, so we're just gonna have to put up with it. But what you may have noticed with the animating is I use 3 different colors for each frame, and then that way when you go to the onion option in Procreate, which is basically saying that you can see the frame before and the frame after the frame that you're about to draw. If they're all different colors, I can see which one is the first frame and where I want to have the lines end up so that they match with the next frame. I'm so sorry if this is a confusing way to say it. I think maybe I should do a whole video on animation and just break it down way more simply. In fact, I should probably talk about it as I'm actually doing it instead of after the fact with sped up footage, because it's just not very helpful to anyone. But here I'm just running through it. The words are looking good. You can see the different colors there when his head actually moves, and then that way I'm able to get a smoother process from one frame to the other. So you can see, like, I've done, I think, a couple there, and then I go in between each frame and just add another frame so that the motion is way more smooth. And like I was saying, like, that's when the different colors come in really helpful. To just make sure I'm putting in lines that make sense for the next picture and not working against it. So I'm wrapping up here, and I will show you the animation for this, which is also on my YouTube shorts.
You look so angry. Why does everyone always look at you that way?
Oh, jump scare to giant drawn me. Turns out I didn't film enough footage to wrap this up, but basically you can catch those 2 shorts on my channel if you want to watch them a bit more closely. I also am keen to explore these characters more, and I think TikTok is more likely to be the place where you can catch those. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, my TikTok is in the description below, so please check it out. Subscribe here, follow me on TikTok, and I will create more of these in the future. Thanks for watching, guys. See you later.